Hello again to all of
Hello.
you.
Hello. We're just here to give a little bit more information about the antipode journey that is beginning on the eclipse on the 12th of August, the birthday of Isis. And just to give a little bit of more of another level of the fields that are opening up and giving context to this month of consciousness work and evolution of consciousness, expansion of consciousness, purification of consciousness that we are going to be opening into very soon.
Yeah, let me start a little bit with to talk about the consciousness that's awaiting us in Rapa Nui, Easter Island, where I'll be heading to. We've witnessed this island in great sacredness as a sanctuary, a primordial portal of Mu, and which stands on a threshold of being unlocked. And this, let's say, reinitialization will support, we feel, the reunification of all races and tribes on this earth. It's very deeply connected to the peace and the harmony and the unity that is ready to be on earth, everybody, everywhere. So we know that the calling for Rapa Nui came through a very specific call to reactivate primordial genetics that were there before even the Mu consciousness, but were active during the time that the Mu consciousness was active on Earth. And being connecting to that consciousness, we opened the whole field to work with the crystalline beings on Earth. We are connecting since a long time with the 9 master crystals on Earth. One of them can be found in the Pacific, and we know that that master crystal will be connecting with us on this journey and is also connecting to the original ancient crystal skulls. Some of you may know that we have been magically gifted by this ancient skull that's an elder in our mystery school, very deeply connected to the work that's coming up, very active, releasing information, intelligence. And we know the visions show us that there is a very deep connection to the crystal skulls, the original crystal skulls on this island, this Rapa Nui island, and that we will be in contact with them. We know that the ancient grandmothers, the original grandmothers, they use the crystal skulls in their work, in their presence on Earth, holding very specific libraries of the deepest consciousness that is connected to oneness on this planet. So we know that these crystal beings will be active together with the megalithic creatures on this island who will hold all of this information. They are opening up at the moment for us to be received, to resonate with that consciousness. And we also know that many beings will support this journey, the master crystals, the crystal skulls, but also the cosmic grandmothers, as they will be the ones who will be holding the field of the Sophia Christ consciousness for this earth. And we can call upon them for their support and their wisdom in every step that we will be taking and that will be opening up. We know that the inner earth domains are opening up at the moment big time. We have worked in our latest journey in Sardinia, which was a preparation for this journey, with the primordial waters that are still on Gaia, under the surface of the earth crust, still available for us with the highest intelligence possible for this earth, the pure consciousness that is needed, that is opening up into our collective waters at the moment on Gaia Earth, which will be a huge influx of pure consciousness coming in for all of us because we are her. So also our bodies will benefit from this primordial consciousness. Being in the Pacific Ocean, there is a very important primordial water basin, if you like, also to be touched upon, but also inner earth domains that have been fully active, fully protected by Gaia. And at the moment, it's all ready to come to the surface. So we'll be touching also on that axis of the inner earth population, civilizations, and beings. Our attention is being drawn to the white animals, what we would call animals, those we know and those we don't know at the moment in the earth realm, but we know them in our imagination. They're coming very strongly to the surface. They are in the inner earth realms, as we understand, and more they will bring their message, their high consciousness from different star origins to the earth. So all of that will be coming into this work, and we're ready for it. I mean, we've been prepared, all of us, in many ways, to receive this consciousness and to embody it, to bring it back to the surface of the earth, and with that, create a whole new grid, a whole new geometry, a whole new life force that will be the driving force for all that we do on earth. So yeah, I mean, I can keep on going with the information that's coming at the moment, but for now, I think that's enough, because we feel to share this. If you feel called to participate in this online journey, we will be going physically, but you're invited to come in the online program where we share as much as we can when we're there.
Yeah, there's another thing about the waters, actually, is that as these waters are being released from the inner earth into the surface waters with their coding and the pure coding, what's important to know that every single drop of these waters is not only re-encoding our reality on the surface of the earth, but also the entire galaxy and the universe. So
Yeah.
this is an incredibly profound creation process that is happening in Mother Earth's own timing. And so I did want to add that to the waters, but a little bit on maybe the significance of Mount Kailash and what is happening there this year, because this is an extraordinary year as well there. It's not only this specific year of the astrology, but it's also that every 12 years, there's a gathering, a very rare gathering of enlightened beings, of sages, and higher intelligence beings that occurs. And it's called the Assembly of the Celestials, the 𝘠𝘠𝘪. And this Assembly of the Celestials is also supporting the evolutionary direction of both Mother Earth and of humanity, all of life on this planet. And through every soul, every being that physically journeys to this sacred mountain at this time this year, or consciously connects to this field, it renews the planetary blueprint. And this is actually what you're talking about as well, Petra, is coming back to the original blueprint. And from this level, it's restoring, renewing this original blueprint. And it's also, this assembly is transmitting guidance for the cycle ahead. So the 𝘠𝘠𝘪, let me just spend a moment on the 𝘠𝘠𝘪. The kumbha, 𝘠𝘠𝘪, it also refers to the divine vessel. And it's really significant because it represents the human being as a living vessel, capable of receiving and embodying divine consciousness. And we've been talking about this a lot within our membership community and also within our alchemy program, that actually the whole purpose of the transformation that we're going through right now on Earth is actually to realign and come back into the memory of our divine origins and to embody our divine consciousness. So just as the ceremonial kumbha is filled with pure water or herbs or sacred nectar during spiritual rituals, the divine human body is understood to be a sacred container that can be filled with the light of this higher consciousness through various practices, through purification and through devotion, through focus. So this is a time when this journey to tap into this consciousness field amplifies this possibility of the physical body becoming a temple for the soul, a pure conduit for divine intelligence. And this is why it is so potent now, because we have this possibility of purifying all of the consciousness that is not that is not being aligned with the reality that we are divine beings. So purifying that consciousness so that our consciousness can be absolutely 100% in the field of knowing of our divine origins and in service to this divine higher consciousness. So what's very interesting about this year with this Assembly of Celestials is that there are so many people who have traveled maybe 12 years ago or 24 years ago to this Assembly of Celestials, that who have had the privilege of being invited by Shiva to be there. And underneath Mount Kailash is Lake Manasovar, which is a very sacred lake. And the celestial beings, you can see them coming in and out of the waters of the lake like stars. And they come in, they hold a consciousness. Often people, spiritual masters say, don't approach these beings because their consciousness is so high that our systems cannot handle that level of light yet. But nonetheless, what is interesting about it is that we hear a similar story coming from Sardinia about these stars coming down in from Orion, specifically Orion, and coming to the ground, traversing the grass, and then shooting back up into the sky and bringing with them an incredibly benevolent, kind, loving energy and feeling, which is why in certain parts of Sardinia, there are people that spend their entire evenings watching these stars come down from the sky, come into contact with them and see them leaving again. It's extraordinary, actually. It's
extraordinary. And we will be going back to Sardinia, right, in September to visit that, to see that, to be with that. Yeah.
It's a real marker for the time when we are remembering our divine origins, where we are being reintegrated into galactic life, where Gaia is being reintegrated back as a divine being into galactic life. And so this is one of the ways that our consciousness is now able to capture that connection and that relationship again.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So there's more to speak about Rapa Nui, about Mount Kailash. There's so much to say, but for now, this is for this video. So we thank you for being with us. We invite you to join our online journey. We will be sharing as much as we can. We'll be receiving the transmissions that we receive. And we will be coming together at the end of the period, because it will be 4 weeks from 12th of August till the 11th of September that we will be in this container specifically sharing about this journey. So you will find a registration and information link in the threads and in the text. So thank you. We hope to meet you in our collective group where we work about this journey, and we thank you for being there. Namaste.
Thank you so much. Namaste.